Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Now, this doesn't come as a surprise for me. I don't know if it comes for you, but if you're here with me, I don't think this will be surprising. And that is NATO troops directly involved in Ukraine conflict, Russia claims. Not that I should believe the Russians, but I believe also other sources from United States of America claiming the same thing. I will give you the details where and who is involved in the war in Ukraine directly. No surprise because I said it in many of my videos before. I will show you some videos. I'm not going to play the videos. I'm going to show you where you can find just to build some credibility if I lost any. And then and then I'm going to show you the article coming from Russia Today. This is what, for about 5 minutes ago. So here, let's start with the videos. And here are some of the videos I made, but these are not the right here. I put NATO troops and I have 30 videos, and if I want to show them, oh, what are you asked? Okay, hello, Mary Lou. You're back in business, little mofo. Yeah, okay, go over there. Good, and watch them over there. Don't let them do shit. Okay, good job. Anyway, so here we have just a few of the videos, and I said I have about 30 about NATO involvement, troops involvement in Ukraine. Now let me show you the article coming from Russia Today to get all the details. Here it is, Russia Today, 19th of December 2023. Isn't today Stalin's birthday? 19th or 18th? 19th, I think it is. We're going to look into that. NATO troops directly involved in Ukraine conflict. Russia Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has claimed that US, UK, and Polish military personnel are operating air defense and multiple launch rocket systems. I told you, these guys were not able to master those weapons in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And that's one argument I made. And the other one, these guys will not give the Lamborghini, right, to be driven by the 18-year-old boy or girl who just got his driver's license. Okay? Why would you do that? Would you? I mean, if you have like 50 Lamborghinis, yeah, go ahead, drive it with your idiots, smash it, and then the insurance is gonna go up, right? Yeah, okay. Like retards or something. So Joseph Stalin was born on the 18th of December and died in March 5. Okay, so I was 1 day off. I knew something about that. Nevertheless, let's go back to the article. Several NATO member states have boots on the ground in Ukraine conflict. No surprise here, my friends. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu has claimed he alleged that Western military personnel are operating certain weapon systems and that hundreds of satellites belonging to the US-led military bloc are providing Kiev with surveillance. That's not a surprise either. Speaking at the meeting of Defense Ministry officials on Tuesday, where President Vladimir Putin was also present, Shoigu stated that, and I'm quoting, NATO service members are directly operating air defense systems, and I will make a point on that as well, tactical ballistical missiles and multiple launch rocket systems in Ukraine. He cited radio intercepts featuring English and Polish speakers. According to the minister, Western officers are also playing an active role in preparing Ukrainian military operations as well as training troops both in their home countries and in Ukraine. No surprise, I said this many times before. Russian officials have repeatedly warned that ever-deepening Western involvement in the conflict unnecessarily increases the chances of a direct military confrontation between NATO and Moscow. The Russian defense chief went on to claim that more than 5,000 foreign fighters have been killed since hostilities broke out. And he says with 1,427 Polish, 466 US, and 344 UK nationals among them. And I'm quoting, working in the Ukrainian armed forces, interest are 410 NATO military and dual-purpose service devices, Shoigu estimated. He also lauded all right, the minister, all right, Putin, Tsupukapa, Bakalapa, Bifi Ripi, And right here, I covered this one. Speaking to the Ukrainian branch of US state-run broadcaster Radio Free, remember, US state-run broadcaster. Look at who financed it, okay? Radio Free Europe / Radio Liberty. On Friday, Kiev's former ambassador to the UK, Vadim Pristaiko, claimed that Britain is developing plans to potentially deploy troops to Ukraine. I covered that in a video when that came on Friday. The diplomat, who was fired after criticizing Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, oh, that's the guy? Okay, I remember when that happened, went on to suggest that while Western officials will deny any such plans, foreign deployments are still possible under certain circumstances. No surprise here. What's up? What's up? No surprise here whatsoever. Remember, retired, how do you call it, U.S. Army retired Colonel Douglas McGregor, he said this a long time ago, talking about HIMARS. So when the HIMARS were supposed to be deployed, remember that was last year in May, something like this, he said, in order to operate the HIMARS, come on, let's move on here, you need about 80 people, 80 the personnel should be about of 80. He said it's almost impossible for the Ukrainians to operate them, to learn how to operate a sophisticated HIMARS battery in 6 months, 4 months, as they say. That's one. And the other one was when it was the Patriot systems delivered. They didn't have time to learn it. You will not give your, as I said with the Lamborghini example, you're not going to give that the way you just got the license and go and rack it. They gave them, what, 2? And now the Germans send the 3rd one to be operated by the Ukrainians. You got to be kidding me. Remember when I told you about the F-16s? They will not be operated by the Ukrainian pilots. They're just garbage. Let me tell you a story. And you probably are aware of this. Remember in the war in Korea, there were MiG-15. Remember those beautiful MiGs, MiG-15? They were operated by Soviet pilots. And they said that, the Soviets said that, no, we gave the Koreans to operate them. Again, the radio, the communication between the pilots was in Russian. So yeah, okay. Again, it's so easy, and I said this many times before. They are involved. It's gonna be a signal here in the West when they will be allowed to talk about it. Like the Gulf of Tonkin. Remember the fake pretext of the United States military-industrial complex to destroy or try to destroy Vietnam. It destroyed it anyway with napalm and all that, burned them. Okay, remember when that happened? They kept their mouth shut, and then little by little they allowed them to say it. Why? Too late. I wonder why they keep the lid on, because there's nothing to keep away from us about Kennedy assassination. Anyway, so here, my friends, no surprise. They had them under the euphemisms of trainers, or how do you call those guys? Not investigators. They were just inspectors inspecting to see where the weapons are going. There were thousands of people going in there, and as I said many times before, they will pour in as volunteers or as supposedly Ukrainian troops trained in the West. When they're going to come back, are going to come speaking many other languages except Ukraine. Why? Because there will be probably NATO regular military come to Poland, take their uniforms off, put the volunteer uniforms on, what is this? Ooh. Like that meme with the guy with the Speedo dancing with the American flag. Look for it. Oh my God, that's one of meme I use sometimes. So here, was that whatever I did? It worked. I gotta try it again. So nevertheless, here is my friends. They send them in. They are in. And remember, even the tanks. Remember when the Russians claimed that they destroyed that Leopard 2 tank, and one of the crew members was still alive, and he was the Deutsche, and he started speaking in German, and said the other guys were German. I said, well, and then he died. I said, well, that's kind of like weird. He just died after he said, yeah, ich bin Deutsch. All right, yeah, meine Leute were also Deutsch. And then he passed out. I said, yeah, okay, what a coincidence, but never know. Even if these guys will not say that NATO troops are involved, let's say there will be nobody saying it, no McGregor, no Tom Jones, no anybody. I know if you study war, each and every war had that. Remember when the Americans had instructors, advisors, that's what, advisors in Vietnam? Remember when, and not only in Vietnam, in South Korea, in Korea, we had advisors. They were actively fucking fighting in the troops over there. Remember when you have the Georgia conflict in 2008, I think it was? Remember the Georgia conflict? Again, we, NATO, Americans have advisors over there, trainers. They were operating, they were planning how they go in South Ossetia. But if you don't remember these things, so even if they didn't tell me this, I already was 99, I don't want to say 100%. I was 100%, but I don't like saying the 100%. 99%. Why? Because if something happens, you have the little door and you're like, oops, slip out. Anyway, no, it's 100% certain. When they tell you, oh, these guys are doing that, again, this is not Ukraine-operated war. This is NATO-operated war on the territory of Ukraine with the, unfortunately, Ukrainian nation used like a lady of the night. And they don't even pay for it. They pay because they bring their garbage. They get rich their own contractors, military contractors. That's what it is. The banks, military contractors, and energy. That's what it is. And these guys, you look at their donations. And then a nation is destroyed. In the name of what? That's why I hate this. I hate when I see the Ukrainians, and people might say, well, I mean, you're against Ukrainians. Fuck no, I'm not against Ukrainians whatsoever. I'm against those guys. Those guys who use the Ukrainians against the Russians. The Russians and the Ukrainians could figure things out, as the North Koreans and the South Koreans could figure things out. Or the Chinese and Taiwan. Yeah, how, Emil? They're going to invade that? Well, first, that's between the two countries over there, about the countries or, the same people. It's like they are relatives and you come from outside to help. Tell me, when was the last time the United States helped? In what? In Syria? They still have troops illegally deployed over there. So nevertheless, I'm not going to go back to this garbage. The point is, I'm 99% certain that is, I said it before, and I think you have to turn full retard, in order to say, no, they're not. But maybe, one day you will get the right books that will be allowed to be published. And they're already written. It's just the order. Mr. Finkelstein or Mr. Gersberg, you can publish now your books. Okay, change the dates, a little bit, some numbers. They're ready over there. And then it will be best-selling author. How do you think these guys are best-selling authors? And you read their books and you're like, this is fucking garbage. Well, because they are the approved ones. The same as my history books over there. You got Schlesinger and I got, let's say, Howard Zinn. Read. It's two different books. I'm not saying this is true and it's a lie, but you see Arthur Schlesinger is the approved version of history, and obviously Howard Zinn is the, version of history. People's History of the United States of America, just to be sure. Anyway, my friends, here it is. Thank you very much. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.